Okay, good morning. So you're welcome to Equity Professionals, Equity Professionals Limited. My name is Wasil Okpola. So I'll be one of the lecturers. I'll be taking you corporate reporting in this May 2025 diet. Myself and Mr. Ibrahim will be taking you through. And we have been taking this for a very long time. So be very rest assured that you are in the right hands and we're going to help you to pass this diet. So today, what we're going to look at, two things. Number one, we're going to look at the overview of the corporate reporting syllabus, how we intend to cover the syllabus within, we only have 17 weeks, today inclusive. After today, we have 16 weeks. No time. There's never time because the syllabus is huge and we have a lot of work to do. So when I show you the overview of the syllabus today, I would also start today, the first topic, and that will be regulatory framework. Hopefully, we're going to achieve that today. So this class, being today being the first time, yeah, we are starting around 9 o'clock. It's not going to reoccur again. We are going to start 8 o'clock on the dot. So even if it is one person that is in class, we would start. Of course, I know it won't be one person because I know you'll be coming very early going forward. So corporate reporting, what do we then have in front of us? So the topics we have first that we're going to deal with first on corporate reporting is regulatory framework. Regulatory framework. And this is a week one topic. This is something we are supposed to start and finish today. If you don't start and finish it today, we'll be behind. When we are done with regulatory framework, then the next topic, which is for next week, the syllabus requires you to also have a good understanding of conceptual framework, which is week two, next week. We need to start and finish this in week two. When we are done with conceptual framework, immediately we are going to move to IFRS 2, and IFRS 2 talks about share-based payments. Share-based payments. Share-based payments is going to take us 2 weeks for us to fully cover it very well, so that wherever Ican is coming from, you're ready. So, week 3 and week 4, because January is so long, January has week 5. To us, we are lucky. It's an extra time for us. Now, when we are done with share-based payment, then the next topic we are going to tackle is employee benefits. Employee benefits. This is also going to take us 2 weeks for us to fully cover and solve as many questions as possible. So that would be week 5 to week 6. We're already in February. When we are done with employee benefits, immediately we're going to move to financial instruments. So for us to properly cover financial instruments at this level, it's going to take us 3 weeks. For those of you coming from skills, you would see some things that you already know. Yeah. And we're also going to go a bit advanced in regards to impairment of financial assets. Take us 3 weeks. So we'll be looking at week 7, 8, and what? And 9. 2 months is already gone. When we are done with financial instruments, we're going to move to IFRS 13 on fair value measurements. We're going to move to IFRS 13 on fair value measurements. This is week 10. Week 10. Now, when I'm done with IFRS 13 on fair value measurements, then immediately I'll take you IFRS 16 on leases. This will take us 2 weeks to properly cover it. When I'm done with leases, I'm going to move to IS 36 on impairment of assets. Ordinarily, we should spend 2 weeks here, but we have to squeeze it in to do impairment of asset under a week. That's IS 36. Now, when we are done with IS 36, then I would move to IFRS 15 on revenue from contract with customers. And that will be week 14. At this level, we're already in April. 3 weeks to go. Then, I take you interpretation of financial statements. Ideally, this will take me like 2 weeks to properly solve past questions, except if I want to find a way to shorten it. However, this is not all the topics we have to cover. On my side, I still have a lot to cover. So, maybe I'll take IFRS 8, operating segments, in week 17. You see, week 17 is the final week in April. That's week 17. So, and in my class, we're going to become 100% focused on what we are here to do. Little jokes, even though we will try and make the class fun, but focused on what we are here to do. We're going to be busy all through these 17 weeks. And as busy as we are, coming here every Saturday from 8 to 11 from your timetable, we have not still covered what we should cover. So what do we have? There's still IS 24 on related party disclosures. There's still IS 8 on accounting policies, changes in accounting estimates and errors. We'll still have IS 24, IS 8. We'll still have IS 34 on interim financial reports. These are very important standards that we must cover. Not only that, we'll still have ethics in financial reporting. We'll have ethics in financial reporting. We'll have other information in the annual reports. other information in the annual report, and we'll have beyond and beyond financial report on my side. That you see, one, two, three, four, five, six topics that if you want to do it well, physically we cannot have time to cover them. Not because we are joking all through, but because the time is not just enough to cover everything in the syllabus. And you see, for those of you coming at skills level, you might find this class relatively easier because some of these standards you might have been taught, if you still remember. So it's going to be a bit easy for you, but there will be a lot of things you have not actually done. And besides all of this, there are still some standards like IS 16, IS 20, IS 23, IS 40, IFRS 5, those basic standards that you did at skills, at financial reporting, we expect you to know them for your exam. It's assumed you know them. They can ask it. So, but we're not going to teach most of those basic standards again, but you have to know it. If you have forgotten them, you probably will have to revise them because we don't even have the luxury of time to teach that, considering the length of what we have to cover here. So, back to here. So, how do we then do this? The other option is for us to sort for extra time, right? That's the only option. So, two options. One, I know there will be public holidays, right? That's option one. Option two, we probably have to do virtual classes to cover these ones. If you want to cover it very well, virtual classes probably maybe around April when the exam is a bit close. You can just look for one day, maybe on Thursday. From where does April start? April starts from week 13. Maybe from week 13, we can do this in week 13 on Thursday. We can do this in week 14, the next week Thursday. We can do this in week 15. Then these ones, I cover it in a class, week 16. Then we would have covered the entire syllabus. This is my side. And I would also ensure that those basic standards that you know them. Because when you look at your past questions, you'll be seeing questions on IFRS 5 in your past questions. You'll be seeing questions on IS 40 in your past questions. You'll be seeing questions on IS 16, IS 38, right? And it's not a topic I would sit and start teaching you over again, but you have to know them. So what we usually do for those ones is we use past questions. We'll solve those past questions together just to get you ready in case they choose to ask them. So in solving those past questions, we will have also taught you the principles along the line. But these are the topics we're actually going to start and finish end to end in the class. So while this will be done physically, because that's just the time we have from now till end of April. This is either we utilize our public holidays, even though I don't like coming during public holiday. I would prefer just sacrificing a few days in the evening just for us to cover all this. And I can assure you that on my side, this is just my own part of, on my side, if you can study all of this, if you go and check your past questions, of course, these are what they ask. This is not beyond this. That's what you find in your exam, right? So my other colleague, Mr. Ibrahim, right, is going to be taking you group accounts. But it's not going to start with group account, I'm sure. It will start off with IS 12 on income tax. Then it will follow it up with EPS. It will follow it up with IS 37. It will also follow it up with income tax, right? When it does all of that, the last topic it will take you will be group account. Majorly, that is his own focus. And by the time he also does his part, then we'll have covered the syllabus 100%. We'll have done our part. We will definitely do our part. Now, it's now left to you to ensure that as we are doing our part, we are also reading. And the funny thing is that your part is the most important part. Our part is just 1% of it. Yes, we guide you, we teach you, but the way the brain works is you're supposed to forget, right? Immediately we'll teach you these things. Anything I'm talking to you today, believe me, you're going to forget before the end of today. Except if there are some jokes I bring in along the line, you only remember those jokes. But those core technical things, we tend to forget it. That's why I'm saying that your part is the most important part. Your ability to remember most of the things I'll tell you today is when you revise and revise and revise. And you have to do that every week. So, because of the limitation of time, we always try to bring in like maybe tests in between, mock exam in between, assignments in between. We'll try as much as possible to do that. But we don't just have the luxury of time to really throw away. So we're going to be laser focused on what we are here to do. Any questions on the overview of the corporate reporting